Hey, Motorman here. And if you watch this channel on a regular basis, as you should, you know that I'm kind of a fanatic about keeping my bikes clean and my cars as well. And that's why we're here today. I'm going to show you this product. This is SPTA buffer. And what's different about this buffer from most of the others, first of all, this is from Amazon. I paid, I think, 90 bucks for it. I read a couple of reviews. But I was looking for a buffer with smaller pads so that I can get into the tight spots on a motorcycle. So this one comes with this size you see right here. That's for these pads. They just, of course, Velcro right on there. And if you change this, if you need to get into a really tight spot, you've got a smaller one. Of course, this screws right on as well, and even a tiny one. It also comes with everything that you see here, all these different sizes. These are like, I don't know, 1.5 inches or so to get in the tight spots, and 2.5 inch. You've got these. You could even do your fairing with something like this. But the idea of this is, for 90 bucks, you've got something that probably gonna, if you're not a professional and you're not using this 8 or 9 hours a day, this is probably something that's gonna last you many, many years. I've spent, I had one similar to this from Griots, I believe it's called, and it was like 250 bucks. And it works okay, except that it stalls. What a stall means is when the pad stops spinning, the motor is still going, the pad stops spinning, you're not doing any kind of buffing or polishing. And I didn't find that with this one. This is, like I said, about 90 bucks. It's substantial, weighs about, I guess, 3.5, 4 pounds. And it's got the electric cord. They also make these with the battery pack, but I found that stuff with that battery pack, you get halfway through the job, the battery dies. If you don't have an extra battery, well, then you got to sit around for a couple hours to wait till the battery charges up. So it's just as easy to plug this in, use an extension cord. And this also comes with these extensions, so that if you need to get inside the wheels, you just screw this on here. There's several different sizes. I mean, anything you could possibly need, any area you want to get into with a buffer, this is going to do the job for you. So it's something I highly recommend. Like I said, I paid for this just like you would off of Amazon, read a couple of reviews, and I decided on this one, and it works very well, much better than the Griots one, because this one didn't stall on me. This, by the way, is the rotary rather than the DA. So comes with everything you need, wool pads, even terry cloth just for buffing wax. You got the extensions. If you like to use a handle, this screws into the side of this, works very well to hold it nice and steady. And if you're a fanatic, this is great. If you're not, if you're the type of person that maybe you clean your bike once a year, well, that's fine. But if you really want to keep it perfect, top-notch, make your bike look new all the time, that's what I like to do. And I, like I said, I do the same with my car and my truck. So you need to get one of these. You could also do this by hand, like if you're the once-a-year washer, waxer, yeah, do it by hand. It's going to take you 2-3 times as long. You won't do as good a job, but the bike will look halfway decent. And I also want to mention, my last video that I did, or maybe 2 videos ago, I was detailing a friend's bike that had been sitting for about 10 years, and I showed this particular product from Turtle Wax. This is their ceramic spray wax. It works really well, doesn't leave any streaks, just a terrific shine. It's amazing with chemicals what they've done today versus even 20 years ago. But since I used this in a video and I showed it, Turtle Wax, somebody there must have seen it, and they sent me this. This is their new Quick Wax Wet Wax. And on the cover here of the bottle is a artwork by a guy named Mr. Cartoon. Now, I hadn't heard of him, but I guess he's very famous in California, especially in the lowrider segment. He does murals and pinstripes and even tattoos. And it comes with this. It's a really nice artwork. I mean, I'm no art aficionado, but granted, he's no Hunter Biden, but it looks very good, and this works great. And the reason I like this kind of wet wax is because most of the time, if I go for a ride, I come back and I haven't been caught in the rain. The bike isn't really dirty, but what it is it's got dust on it and maybe some light sand. So what I like to do is first go over the entire bike with a California duster just to get the majority of the grit off. And then I take a wet rag, I mean really wet, and I go over, I start with the fairing and the windshield, and I spray this on the microfiber towel while the bike is wet, and then just dry it off. And the reason I do that is because if there's any kind of grit still left on there and there's no lubrication as you're going over it with a microfiber, you could scratch the paint. So this prevents that. This makes it, I mean, it does a great shine, and it gives you some lubrication so you don't have to worry about scratching it. So this is just a couple of things that, oh, that's, by the way, they did send me this free. I didn't have to pay for this, but I've been using Turtle Wax products for years, as probably many of you have, and they work very well. To say one is better than, say, Meguiar's or any of the other ones, you know, it's tough to say. If you're looking at how long does it last on the paint? Well, that's difficult to say. If you leave your bike outside all the time and you live up north, it's going to be totally different than somebody who, like me, who keeps the bike's garage. But I still like to keep them clean and looking new. And in the end, when I go to sell them or trade them, my bikes, people always say they look like brand new. And that's why. It's because I take care of it. So I hope you enjoyed this. Maybe you learned something by this. And try this Mr. Cartoon product, or any of the Turtle Wax products always work very well. Get the SPTA buffer to get into all those tight spots. It works very well for the wheels on your car and under the door handles where women, you know, they got nails and that tends to get scratched. So this buffer will help getting in those tight spaces. So please subscribe, comment below, and thanks for watching.